Hi guys, it's another month of Promptsquad and it's been a while, hasn't it, since I've done one of these, so let's see how much I've forgotten. The prompt this month was Space Adventure, suggested by Holumpa, and I really loved it. I'm pretty sure you guys have done as well, to be honest, because I've been really lucky the last few days getting to look through some of the old and new faces that have joined us this month, which I can't wait to get into in the second half of this video. But first, I'm going to show you what I did for this month's prompt. My main idea for this was inspired by something from Fallout 4. In the game there's this poster of the first cat in space called Mr. Pedals, and I'll try and add it into the video around here. But anyways, I've always loved that illustration and I've been tempted to paint it onto like a canvas quite a few times over the years. But I don't know, with this being the Prompt Squad and it being like such an interesting idea for a prompt, I didn't just want to copy it, I wanted to try and take that idea and make it into something a bit more original. So I decided to create my own space cat, and to do that I first sketched some kind of normal cats using references just to try and get my head around it, get a feel for their dimensions of it, so that I could kind of take that information and go stylize it into some characters. Once I felt I'd warmed up a bit and I was, getting the groove of it, I started sketching up this idea, and I was still kind of playing with proportions while I was doing this. I was also starting to think about what colours I wanted to do and really how colourful I wanted this colour palette to be. I really love astrophotography and the beautiful colours of the galaxies and just how they capture space compared to, that kind of classical sci-fi, black vacuum with a couple of white dots on it kind of style. So I ended up going that route with the colour palette, and I'm sure I shocked everyone by going for bright colours, I guess. So yeah, I was just layering up the levels of this painting. Other than that main character, I knew that I also wanted to try and kind of tell the hints of a story in here, but at the same time I was kind of thinking, my composition is purposely very close to the character, so I didn't want there to be a load of dead space surrounding it trying to add all this extra information. So I wanted to try and keep the information all in close quarters, if you know what I mean. So because of that, I decided to make this tiny little alien stuck on the glass of the space cat's helmet. I kind of played with the idea of it being some kind of space fish that was floating around him at first, but in the end I went with this little octopus creature instead. It's kind of like imagining it like a electric umbrella octopus, if you know what I mean. I just wanted it to kind of look kind of cute but furious, a little bit dangerous maybe, so I thought the electricity might be a bit of fun too. And yeah, with that amount of glass as well, I was thinking, how do I illustrate this on the helmet? I knew I wanted to have fun with reflections and light because it's just such a good opportunity to do that. I really wanted to push my limits as well, because I do find it hard to imagine how light and objects are going to look on something like this, like a spherical piece of glass. So yeah, I don't know, it's probably nowhere near what it would look like, but it was a lot of fun to imagine it. But yeah, that was how the idea evolved really. Honestly, I think I had a lot of fun with this one, because even though it was really challenging to imagine certain things like that, and I know that it, isn't accurate at all, I think maybe my favourite part of this type of thing is experimenting, and also, getting to play with a lot of these soft pastel brushes that they have over on Procreate. They're just a lot of fun, and they're really nice to use, especially when you're trying to illustrate, space gas clouds. Space gas. That made space sound a lot less beautiful, didn't it? I've given it such a horrible name. but I don't know what it's called, space gas? I'll just keep saying it and then it'll be right. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to paint. I hope it was interesting to see how it all came together. I'm going to let this finish off now with some music, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes to show you all of the wonderful art that's been created by the rest of the Prompt Squad. So let's get into it. Zoe somehow made Elon Musk attractive, and I've imagined that pink planet behind him is the time-space continuum exploding because of it. Her portraits always look so good, and the mix of ink hatching that she's done against those softer watercolours is such a clever use of both mediums. They really gel, like, just perfectly together. Far Photos and me must have been having similar dreams this month because she also made a space cat in her illustration, though I would probably say hers is cuter. I love that she told a full story in her piece this month too. She's always got such a good eye for how to add elements that read well together as just a whole. It's a great job as always, Far Photos. Troy's illustration this month is absolutely terrifying and I love it. When I saw it, I was kind of cursing him a bit, of course, because I wanted to do reflections on a space helmet as well too, Troy, but you know. I mean, you always add so much atmosphere to your art. I just kind of have to accept your dominance in this field, you know. It's just how it is when we share ideas. I just really like the creepy vibes of this one, and just such a classical alien character too. Em created this fantastic illustration that really focuses on the adventure in the space adventure prompt by kind of throwing Finn from Adventure Time down a black hole. I love the distortion she's done of the character and his figure, and the brushes that she's used as well complement it so perfectly. It's just such a brilliant idea. I never would have thought of it, but it looks great. Annie Claxton, new member of the Prompt Squad, I'm pretty sure, and look at this for the first entry. The way she's painted the background with all these swirls of brighter colours mixed with the black, it just looks fantastic. I can imagine how hard that was to do while still keeping your colours looking this vivid. You can really tell how much fun that you've had as well making this piece. I think that's probably my favourite thing about it. Dave told a full story in his illustration. It gives me, you know, Cow Jumped Over the Moon vibes, mixed with like that kind of classic comic book strip style that he's perfected by this point. It also kind of reminds me of Troy's split page illustrations in that kind of composition style he's done. You know, how it flows across the page the way it has. Yeah, I just think it looks really good, a really impressive piece. Nadia's piece of art this month was a blast from the past for me, because if you followed her art for a while, you'll remember that her tea series that she did with these kind of magical, colourful concoctions in them. I love the textures and the colours that she's used to create her liquid space, plus the bobbing characters in it are so cute. You know I had to love those, Nadia, they are just adorable. Carmel made another fantastic piece for the Prompt Squad this month with her Galaxy Portrait character. You know how much I love vivid colours anyway, and this colour palette, it just, it's up my alley. I really like the effect and that, you know, yellow outline that has been done around it. It gives it kind of like a vivid, like, movement to it, as if it's like, I don't know, like, electrical. I can't really explain it, but it really stands out and looks very powerful to me. Tara's back again too. I was absolutely floored by her watercolours once again. I mean, it's hard not to repeat myself, Tara, because I just love your art so much. I think it's kind of time that I should try and think of something else rather than saying how beautiful I say it is every time. But yeah, I I think maybe the colours is what I want to talk about, because you can always pick out Tara's work, not just through her style, but also through just the mastery she has of shifting colour palettes and blending these lovely tones together. Yeah, she's a magical painter. I'm always happy to see more art by her, so thank you so much, Tara. Twyro created an embroidered tapestry for the prompt this month, and I really love the creative way that she's made and added different objects into the embroidery to recreate the solar system. You know, just this idea of using different shaped buttons and different sewing techniques. It's such a creative idea, I never would have thought of it. She's matched the colours and positions of each of the planets and mixed them with embroidered stars too, to kind of create her own version of the night sky. I just think it's really clever, and I really think it turned out fantastic. I'm so happy to see Carter's finally gotten some time off from all his hard work and been able to relax and create some art for the Prompt Squad again. Thank you so much, Carter. My favourite part of his illustration has to be that helmet texture. You know, that electric noise pattern that he's done here, and the colours. It's just so striking against the black and white. I don't know, it reminds me of like an 80s rock album or something. It's just badass. And finally, Sean, it's just... I had to put him at the end because he pushes himself further and further every month, and I just love how experimental his art is. It's so impressive, the challenges that he takes on each month, and he succeeds in them too, and this month, no exception again. A full animation. That is insane. I can't wait to see where you go next with your art, Sean, because if this is, you know, the beginning, you know, what is the final frontier? Oh, I just had to do it. Okay, don't matter. But yeah, it's amazing, Sean. Well done. And that's everyone's art for the prompt this month, Space Adventure. When I read this one, Holumpa, I just knew that it would really inspire this group a lot, and I wasn't disappointed at all. I feel so lucky that you guys let me collect this art together like this in this kind of wrap-up feature video a month. You're such a talented crew, and yeah, thank you so much for coming back. And for some of you, starting anew too. I really hope this has been, you know, a spark of inspiration to get us on to the next one. And on that topic, let's go and choose it. Remember, if you have an idea for a prompt for the wheel, make sure to go and leave it down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to add it to next month's spin. So let's see. The next prompt is... Okay, we haven't had one of these in a while. For the True Blues, it is One Hue Blue, suggested by Nadia. So we've done something similar to this in past prompt squads. So if you want a bit of inspiration behind this idea, there's a lot of other videos where you could go to it. But the idea is, behind this prompt, create a piece of art using just one colour. So in this case, we've got blue. Try to create a piece of art only using light and dark blues. It's kind of like imagining a black and white image. You know, you've just got white, black and grey. It's your same idea, just using a colour. Obviously, this is a lawless crew of bandits, and if you think, hey, I've used all of this blue, and if I use this tiny little bit of yellow here, it's going to look amazing, then do it. You know, you're creative, you know better than me. Just stick to your own rules, do it, it'll be amazing. But if you can keep to it and challenge yourself, that'll be cool too. That's just the playbook to work from. Any medium, any style, whatever inspires you, so long as you add the hashtag Promptsquad either here or on Instagram, I'll make sure to feature it with your details on next month's video. The deadline's going to be the 1st of September, so you do have a month-ish to think of something cool. I hope you'll come and join this, you know, pirate ship of bizarre artists that we are. Thank you again for another wonderful month of Prompt Squad, guys. Both to the artists who took part and all the other artists who watch along with us and support them, even when they're not able to make something for the Prompt Squad this month. You're just a really kind bunch of people, and, you know, when I look at doing these editing of these videos, that's the thing that keeps me going on it. I love that you guys are so friendly to each other, so, you know, keep it up. Yeah, I hope you all have a great month, and I'll chat to you all soon. Bye, guys, and good luck with the next prompt!